really excited about this one because today's video is a reaction slash first impressions slash thoughts on the latest Bridgerton trailer. So, if I haven't already bored you to tears, like I have my husband, talking about Bridgerton, let me fill you in on what it is. So basically, there are a series of books by Julia Quinn, may have mentioned this a few times before, called the Bridgerton series, featuring a group of 8 siblings who each have their own romance and their own happily ever after story. And Netflix, a few years ago, announced that they were making it into a TV series. That TV series is released on the 25th of December. As I film this particular segment, we are 4 days away. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't remember ever being this excited about anything, ever. Lord of the Rings, maybe, but I wasn't a huge fan of the books, but I saw the trailer and was like, I now feel I understand how Harry Potter fans and Star Warsy fans and any other fandom that's ever been created now feel. This is my baby. This is my fandom. And it's about to become real. I'm so freaking excited. Everybody needs to watch it. This needs to be the next big thing because we need at least 8 seasons, if not more. I digress. So the trailer was dropped on the 14th of December. That was like a week ago today as I filmed this. And I really wanted to have a go at filming a first impressions kind of reaction trailer. So I spent the whole day at work not watching the video, even when it had been released. I rushed home from work, I ran up to the bedroom, I set up the camera, I set up the laptop, and I filmed my first reaction. And I didn't really react. I just sat in stunned, mesmerised silence, staring at the screen, just going, it's all so beautiful. And there's a lot to take in. This trailer is, I think, about 3 minutes long, and there is a lot of stuff in there. So I kind of then ummed and ahed about what I should do with this footage. Should I release it? Should I do anything with it? Should I just scrap it and go, well, that didn't work? And then I kind of watched a few other people do theirs, and we were all in the same boat. There were so many of us who just were stunned into silence and didn't actually react. But I think that is a genuine first reaction. It was so impressive that, yeah. So I thought, I'm going to show it to you now. You're going to see me in all my unmade up, just fresh from work glory, and you'll see me getting incredibly emotional towards the end as I get all overcome with excitement. And then we'll come back here and we'll have a little bit of a chat about some kind of key points that I've picked out from the trailer, the things I'm really looking forward to, the things maybe I'm not looking forward to, and basically what I think we're going to expect from this show. And then in 4 days on Christmas Day, I will get to watch probably the whole thing, if I'm honest. I'm probably going to binge watch the whole thing. But then my plan is to do an episode by episode breakdown where I talk about each episode, what's happened, maybe what's different from in the books, because I do obviously come at this from having read the books in the past, and I am very, very fond and familiar with the books. And I understand that obviously whenever a TV show or a film is made of an adaptation series, then they always change things. So I'll be here to say what they've changed and what they haven't, and what I like and what I don't. But anyway, here you go. Here's my first live, genuine reaction to the Bridgerton trailer. Enjoy. Here we go.
All is fair in love and war.
Miss Daphne Bridgerton!
You have no idea what it is to have one's entire life reduced to a single moment.
The time has come for the social season.
Tighter! She to breathe, Mama.
My name is Lady Whistledown. You do not know me, but I know you. This is what they have been trained for since birth. Which young ladies might succeed at securing a match?
You've always amused me, Miss Bridgerton, ever since I was a schoolboy and you were.
All but 5?
Miss Bridgerton!
Oh, pardon me.
Forgive. Bassett. Bassett! Bridgerton!
Come here, old friend.
This is my sister.
Duke. I would recognize him anywhere.
How is it possible that there has not been a single betrothal yet? I wish to be entertained.
We find ourselves seated beside each other. I would like to think you're happy about that.
It would be better if you refrained from thinking about me at all.
I'm aware of your reputation. I'm anything but interested in you.
And I, anything but interested in you.
Must our only options be to squawk and settle or to never leave the nest? What if I want to fly? Lady Whistledown has all but declared me ineligible.
Whistledown.
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 If I am unable to find a husband,
I shall be ruined.
Perhaps there is an answer. We could pretend to form an attachment.
Hearing like that would be most enchanting indeed.
Every presumptuous mother in town will leave me alone, and every suitor will be looking at you. Stare into my eyes. If this is to work, you must appear madly in love.
The Duke truly has put your head in a spin. Is it awful that I'm enjoying it?
Dear reader, if there isn't a scandal, I shall uncover it.
It is more than just your honor at stake.
You think that just because I'm a woman, I'm incapable of making my own choices?
There is nothing you cannot do. You are a Bridgerton. Oh, is this not lovely? All of us together again.
Lovely indeed. We should tempt scandal more often.
I'm crying. You're crying. So there you have it. Told you I didn't react. It was just so freaking good. So good. I can't get over it. Anyway, let's talk first impressions. So first up, the thing that kind of hits you in the face is the music. That music is incredible. And I have seen on social media that they have now released like a soundtrack, and some of the soundtrack names, some of the song names are like little hints to what's going to happen in the series. I am so ready for that. I cannot wait. I think I'm probably going to wait until after I've watched the whole series before I get the soundtrack, just because I want to hear all the music for the first time in the show, and then I can kind of have the music and the soundtrack to bring me back to those moments. It will also be a really good soundtrack for when I'm reading other historical romance series, or indeed rereading the Bridgerton series, which I do on average once every couple of months. Also, my first kind of impressions are Julie Andrews. Just Julie Andrews. Every time she spoke, my heart just was like, ah, it's Mary freaking Poppins. If, like me, you're a fan of The Princess Diaries, you will know that Julie Andrews is the actual queen. So every time she talks, I'm just giddy with excitement. I cannot wait to hear her narrating each of these episodes, and also saying some probably quite risque, scandalous stuff. I mean, Lady Whistledown packs no punches. I am looking forward to this. It's going to be amazing. The costumes, the sets, the visuals, I mean, I think we can all agree this show is going to be spectacular. Everything we've seen so far, every sneak peek, every scene, every backstage photo, every kind of pre-released image, they all look absolutely stunning. The visuals and the concept designs, these people, I hope they win every award you can win, because it really does look phenomenal, and it's just going to be a visual feast for the eyes. It's just so well done, so incredible. I haven't even seen an episode yet, and I already think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever watched, ever. So let's talk the romance. So they were quite stingy with Simon and Daphne kind of interacting. Like, you got some of their stuff in voiceover, you saw the scene of them at dinner, you saw a bit of them dancing, but they didn't really show you actually a lot of them kind of in the scenes communicating. There were little sneak peeks and little snippets, but I feel like they're kind of holding on to a lot of that for the actual series. A big question is, have they changed the meet cute? And if you've read the books, you know what I mean, because in the meet cute, or the way that they meet and the way that they kind of first get to know each other, is really, really iconic. Everybody knows how Daphne meets Simon. Like, she meets him in a very, very specific way, in a very specific place, having been through a very specific situation. And the way that they show this in the trailer, it looks like that might not be the way they meet. Now, that could be some very, very clever editing, because, you know how it is. You can take one frame of footage and attach it to another frame and it looks completely different. But if it works as it does in the trailer, then that is different, and that is the first pretty big change. It also means we miss out on quite a key moment for Daphne. I can't say too much now, but I will talk about it more in my kind of episode breakdown. But yeah, it will be quite a big change, and I personally will miss their original meeting if it's changed. We don't know. If it has, we'll see. So, talking about Sam and Daphne, I've seen some people say that they're not 100% sure on their chemistry yet, and like I said, we haven't really seen a lot of them together yet, so I don't think you can judge them based on anything yet. I've also seen some people say that they think that Simon is going to overact Daphne and kind of overshadow her because he is so freaking awesome. What that man can do with one eyebrow, most men cannot do with, you know, an entire monologue. So he's just charisma and charm, and he just oozes sensuality and authority. He is fabulous. However, Daphne, I think, is going to come into her own. I think she's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing together that moment where their hands almost touch. I mean, are they in like a gallery or something? I couldn't really tell. That was just wow. So more scenes like that, please. Yes, 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 more scenes. I also know there are some very, very raunchy episodes. Presumably that's going to feature them quite a bit. This may not be one to watch with your grandma, just saying. The other kind of like, you know, really looked forward to characters are Penelope and Eloise, or Peneloise as they are now known in the fandom. They are two very good friends in the books. Their stories as they go through the books, kind of, they're always together, they're always kind of hanging out together. They share a lot of things as they go through the books, and every moment they're on screen just looks delightful. The two actresses, Claudia and Nicola, just seem to be so perfect together. Apparently they're really good friends now in real life as well. They have amazing chemistry, and I just can tell that they're going to get quite a lot of use in the series, and I think they're going to be featured quite a lot, which I really hope they are, because they look like they're going to be spectacular and have some quite funny moments. So yes, definitely more Peneloise, please. Queen Charlotte is a completely new character for the books. She's not in the books at all, and I'm really fascinated to see how she's going to be used. From the trailer, it looks like she's going to be in it quite a lot. There are a lot of scenes with her in it, and I'm not a Regency historian or anything, but I don't think the royal family spent an awful lot of time hanging out at random balls with people. Like, I read a lot of historical romance, and the king and queen are never there, just, you know, as a side point. So yeah, I'm interested to see how she's going to integrate into the story and how she's going to be around. It looks like maybe some of the Lady Whistledown scandals will feature her and her family, maybe. Who knows? We will see. But she looks like a fascinating character. She always looks amazing. And yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how they're going to incorporate her and what they're going to do with that character, because that's a completely unknown quantity from the books and the TV series. You can't help but notice a lot of the big set pieces, so the balls look amazing. I have always wanted to go to a proper Regency ball. I've been to one at Chatsworth, the Pride and Prejudice ball. It was incredible, but I really would love to go to one in Bath one day. They all look spectacular. I mean, that ball that's outdoors in the gardens with the fireworks and the lights, I mean, okay, so you can tell this is fantasy romance because you do not have outdoor parties in Britain generally. You can't rely on the weather. Where are the marquees? Where's the indoor section for when inevitably the heavens open and it starts to rain? I mean, you want to talk about realism? There is nothing realistic about holding a function of that size outdoors without some backup plan. But it looked amazing. It looked fantastic. Where is my invitation, please? I need to be allowed to go to a party like that. And yeah, I just think they've clearly not been afraid to throw some spectacle and some colour and some pizzazz at this TV series. They're not being shy about it. This is going to go big and it's going to go bold and it's going to be fantastic. Did spot a few of the key moments from the show, so you may notice Simon wandering around with a gun. I can only assume that is the duel, and there's been a lot of speculation of whether the figure riding on the horse is Daphne racing to stop the duel, or is that a point later on in the book. There's definitely going to be some elements of the stories that we as readers will recognise, and I know from reading various articles about it, they have said that a lot of the core story is unchanged, so that's good for me. I mean, I understand that people have to change bits and pieces, and I understand that, you know, when you make an adaptation of something, you're going to put your own spin on it, but as somebody who's been reading the books for over 10 years, you get a little bit protective, and these do become very familiar to you, and it does feel very jarring when something happens that isn't quite the way you remember it from the books. So I'm going to try and be open-minded. I'm going to try and kind of, you know, roll with the punches and just accept that this is a series in its own right, but I will be there kind of making a note of everything that's different and weighing that up as to whether that's a good change or whether I preferred it the old way. Luckily, we'll always still have the books, so I can always just go back and read my book, should I wish to. The last thing that I really want to talk about is the other romances. Now, I read an article the other day that said they were going to be featuring some romances from characters that maybe we haven't even met yet in the books, and maybe we don't know. You definitely see a lot in the trailer of Colin with Marina, and Anthony with, I presume, his Italian opera singer mistress, who I think is called something like Miss Rosso? I can't remember. It's been a while. I've read a lot of books since then. This is the bit where I get a little bit wary. Obviously, this is a romance series, and the key romances of the key characters are the reason I read these books, and they're the reason I love this series, and they're the reason that I'm so desperate to watch this series. If they mess with those key romances, I'm gonna get touchy. That's all I'm gonna say. I fully get and accept that we are still 10 years away from some of the other happenings that are going to come down the line, so we kind of have to, there are some quite big time jumps throughout the series, and we just kind of have to accept that, you know, some of these things are happening way before those other romances. But I don't know about you, I don't really want to see these guys kind of hooking up with other ladies in the meantime. I mean, we all know that Anthony was a bit of a rake. In fact, all the Bridgerton boys are meant to be pretty popular with the ladies. I don't necessarily need to see it. This is a Shonda Rhimes drama. If you've seen Grey's Anatomy, you know that drama and kind of relationship, marital drama is what this series is all about. So I'm fully expecting there to be some romances that fail and some romances that don't go anywhere. I'm just not going to be there for them. That's not going to be what's going to draw me to the series. It's not even my favourite part. I'm just saying it now. But it is what it is. You have to kind of take the highs with the lows, I guess. So there you have it. They are my first impressions on the Bridgerton trailer. I, as you can probably gather, am ridiculously excited. If you need me on Christmas Day, I wouldn't bother. I will be sat on my sofa in front of Netflix with a glass of mulled wine, lots and lots of chocolates, and the entire 8 episodes of Bridgerton, and I'm not coming out till I'm done. And then I might rewatch them again. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I know I've been rambling on about one of my favourite topics in the whole world. If you like Bridgerton too, please leave me your comments below. What are you looking forward to? What are you not looking forward to? What are you excited about? What are you nervous about? Please leave me a comment to let me know, and I will see you all soon. Bye.